3 times. 3 times I've had to change the beginning of the script. Since this has been edited for so long, I'm not changing the intro too much. However, it is imperative that you watch this video until tweak 10. I aim to bring just as emotional of an experience as Weekly brought me playing it. This video has had more plot twists in the development than can even be fathomed for a simple essay about a Friday night funkin mod. Before I get into any of the content here, I'm 100% certain you should play this mod yourself, if you want to. If you want to have a narrative experience without experiencing all of Weekly, I'd understand and suggest watching this video. This mod is 3 hours long, after all. However, I still very, very highly suggest you play the mod yourself. Do not skip out on any of the songs or tweaks either. Watch the trailer for every tweak, play them all yourself, and come back to the video. With all that out of the way, let me hand it off to me, nearly a month ago on August 8th. Should I have only known what lied ahead, I would have acted very differently. Okay. I'm gonna level with you. Originally, this wasn't gonna have like a ton of effort put into it. I've been having a lot of trouble finding what to make my essay about since apparently you all really wanted one. But then tweak 7 came out. That made me want to recontextualize and rewrite the entirety of this intro. Stick around to the end, because tweak 7 is god tier. Here's how the video is going to be structured. To try and lessen the workload for me on this video, I'm only going to do highlights of what I personally think are the best songs from each tweak, accompanied by honorable mentions for songs that I just think are kind of neat and silly. Also, you're probably going to notice that I'm going to be talking about more and more songs as time goes on. That's just because the tweaks will be getting higher and higher quality, since the devs lock in even more with every update. To an almost unrealistically intimidating degree, might I add. These guys are genuinely scaring me with the quality of the stuff they put out in a single week. This song is just a masterpiece. Everything about it oozes quality out of every port of the old iPhone this came from. The song is based off of, no joke, an app in the Talking Tom series named Talking Bacteria, John, and John. Why niffirg, creator of and composer for Weekly, made such a banger for such a fascinatingly niche subject is beyond me. But am I glad he did? You betcha. This isn't a Friday Night Funkin' song, this feels like Yakuza music. It feels like the amalgamation of everything I've ever loved about Little Big Planet's music, God rest its soul. Honorable mention for this tweak is Joink. I just like Conan a lot, and the outfits for boyfriend and girlfriend are just adorable. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, this tweak really didn't do it for me. It's good, but it didn't capture me as much as the rest of the tweaks have. Honorable mentions go to Dustloop for being very charming, Pirate Indie Games for the rotoscope running and Ultraco reference, Termina for the insane amount of effort, and Koopa Carnage for just being really charming overall. If I had to choose, Koopa Carnage would probably be my favorite. Oh, now we're getting into the fun sections. Everything past tweak 2 is probably gonna have 2 or more main focus songs. Holy crap, this song's amazing! I cannot even begin to describe just how much I love Mental Temple. It truly feels like it fits Ina as a character.
Hark, I believe I'm in dire need of your services to learn my current whereabouts.
The celebration is over.
I thought the best song for that before this was Uncanny Valley and Hotline 024, but I genuinely think that this beats it. Just everything about it, from the amazing boyfriend sprites, to the charming background that feels like a Steven Universe render, to the samples used for Ina and boyfriend. They're all just indescribably amazing. Like, niffirg used specific samples for this Ina boyfriend, and it sounds perfect. He even says Turon at the end of the song. Ina starts saying Turon? And for those with good ears, you'll hear that he is literally saying Turon? How amazing is that? It's just so adorable to me. Oh yeah, the song also samples one of my favorite artists ever, Fentanyl. I love Fentanyl's music. I listened to her while doing ultra kill runs and got a time that none of my friends even want to try to beat. Also, this will not be the last time that Fentanyl is mentioned. She'll be brought up again a little while from now. Now onto Space Blasters from Clover Daris. This song is based off of the game Alien Hominid. Now, I must admit, I've never played Alien Hominid, but I am most definitely a fan of Behemoth's games. And if it's quite as good as something like Castle Crashers or Battle Block Theater, then it's probably really good.
No, you're not.
As for the song, it's super charming and lovable. It's just got so much personality and style. It absolutely helps that the alien is wholly adorable, with both the design and the chromatic aiding in such a notion. Also, I like Pico's fit here. I know it mimics the government agents in Hominid, but I just think overall the suit really fits with his oversized gun. Honorable mention for this tweet goes to the only other song, Crimson Fog. The art is genuinely gorgeous here, and I do enjoy the song, it just didn't quite hit as hard for me. Ah yes, my specialty. Old Friday Night Funkin mods. For those who are unaware, I've been a Funkin fan since very near its inception, a mere 2 months after its Game Jam demo. January 2021 is when I entered, and I've been on and off for that entire time. So, if you see me do something stupidly, insanely difficult on a mod, that's why. I've been here, slowly getting better and improving my skills every day.
This is alright, I can do it.
But one of the fun things about having been a fan for so long is the fact that I remember all of the OG mods. The classics, one might even say. Before I get into the actual songs, I want to say my honorable mentions first, since I've got a lot to say regarding the main focuses. Shouts out to the Annie song, Parched, go watch Atsu over, the Sunday song, Plectrum, for being a genuinely really nice and calm song, and Haystack for having a bunch of returning leitmotifs from the original Zardy mod. First up, the one I've got less to say about, Philly Mice from Kriagato. Keep that name in mind, they'll be brought up again later. This song is based off of the most popular Funkin reskin mod, FNF-. Honestly, for as simple as the mod was, it was literally just an overwrite of the original base game sprites, not even any song changes. I still think the song is really good, and honors what Minus was in a very respectable way. Second, Matt and Shaggy's song Champion's Ring from the GOAT niffirg. So, you know that thing that literally every Matt mod has done? The fast part? You know how you kinda have to squint at most of those sections for them to sound good? You don't need to squint for this song. In fact, keep your metaphorical eyes wide open. Listen to this, and tell me it isn't just phenomenal. Everything about it, from the mixing, to Shaggy's occasional harmonies and little riffs, to the accuracy of Matt's sprites, it's all just, it feels like everything the original Matt mod was trying to accomplish, and then more. Seriously, I cannot overstate just how much I love this song. I grew up almost wholly on the Wii, so there may be a bit of bias here, but even then, this is an amazing song. I just can't explain how happy this whole thing makes me feel. It was even cooler than playing the original Matt mod all those years ago, when it was the first Funkin mod to even feature Mii's. This song just does everything in its conceivable power to be as faithful and as wholeheartedly accurate to Wii Sports that I can't help but fall in love with it several times over. niffirg has just been popping off with these songs. Johnny Round, Termina, Mental Temple, and now this. With the uphill slope niffirg songs have been on with quality, I can only fear what the future holds and how truly autistic I will become. So, Rhythm Heaven. Super good rhythm game. If you have a DS flashcard or money to buy the cartridge, I highly recommend it. But, undoubtedly, one of the most popular minigames from the amazing DS game has to be Glee Club. It's the one with the chorus kids, the little singing fellas. They appear here in Corral by Dolly. They even have cute little boyfriend designs that align more with the chorus kids. He has the little open mouth sprite that the kids sprites have. It's genuinely so cute. This song is basically a one-to-one recreation of Glee Kids from the original DS game, but with a new blue coat of paint over it, aka they added Boyfriend riffing off the song. It honestly fits super well, and I thoroughly enjoy the entire track. The other kids even get annoyed when you start singing on your own, just like in the original Rhythm Heaven. The entire song is super cute, and I love the attention to detail on it. As the game itself says... Next up, the most difficult song in the entire mod so far, Love Groove from Kriagato and Orbi Orbinaut. This song takes the form of another 4-key rhythm game, Not in the Groove. For those who are unaware, Not in the Groove is terrifying. If you genuinely play Not in the Groove mod charts, I fear for your safety and sanity. I personally think those who play Not ITG mod charts have achieved a higher level of comprehension and brain power than the standard human can even begin to utilize. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Basically, they made a tamer Not ITG chart for Weekly. Honestly, I love mod charts. They're extremely fun to watch, and fun to master as well. I used to be super against mod charts, and I thought they were just artificial difficulty, but over the years, they've definitely grown on me. Like, look at this. This is entertaining to watch. Anyways, the actual song. It's got full lyrics, all sung by Hatsune Miku, which is insane considering the tight timeline they have for every update. Anyways, since I hate myself, here's me FCing the hardest part of the song, near the end. Also gives you the opportunity to enjoy the music, so... Honorable mentions for this tweak are Funky Flow and Transient Tribulation. Both are just super charming and enjoyable. Sorry, it seems like the lights aren't on. Let me turn... Ah! Jeff the Killer! Little Big Planet Jump Scare. Welcome to Jeff the Kill You from Crossknife, a song based off of the hopefully ever infamous Jeff the Killer Little Big Planet level. I can't begin to describe to you how much Little Big Planet was a part of my childhood, just like the Wii. So I think niffirg and the entire Weekly team has just been secretly appealing to me in literally almost every aspect of the mod now. Just gives me an essay, so I'm not complaining. Anyways, just because I want those who haven't seen it before to see it, I'll be showing some footage of the level here, courtesy of Chilled Chaos.
Yeah, you hear the beeping?
Smarty.
I'm going.
Jeff the Killer!
Where?
He's hung in the air. They're hanging him.
That can't hit him. I'm going
I
upstairs.
have him. Don't worry.
God, he's
Jeff,
running
come
around.
back. A drawbridge. Oh.
Oh no.
How do I
Why
draw?
is that water so bright?
Bridge.
Why is the drawbridge?
Ah, Jeff the Killer! Ah!
Fuck this.
Jill just got killed.
Just go.
Now, onto the song. As I referenced beforehand, it starts with a stupid and funny little intro cutscene that I constantly repeat. It is becoming an issue how much I just say, "Ah, Jeff the Killer!" But the song itself is actually really good in my opinion. It's mixed way too quietly once Jeff starts singing, but I went in and manually changed that myself with simple audio adjustments. I personally dig the uneasy vibe that this song gives me at points. It feels like it fits the scares that the level gave me when I was but a wee lad. Maybe I'll end up making a video about my favorite Little Big Planet levels because let me tell you, I was basically impossible to pry away from my PS3 when I started playing. Next up, friend of the channel Scrumbo's song for this tweak. Right away, we can tell that this is going to be a highlight of the tweak for sure. It all feels so groovy. Gemalicious, one might even call it. Also, these Slenderman page sprites are incredibly charming and stylish. I love what they did for the first segment of this song. Speaking of, let me explain a little bit about why this song feels so groovacious. First off, the record scratches. Those help establish a constant rhythm that's easy to follow. Second, the bass synth. It's so incredibly funky. Third, the spooky woos that come in a little bit further into the song and help make it feel very ghosty and eerie. I haven't even gotten to the second half. It's much faster, as you could probably tell. It's got a more steady, yet still funky rhythm, and now we get to see our singer's sprites, both of which are super expressive and very nice to look at. Thank you Mocha and Dolly, you both did phenomenally. I especially love the fact that they don't pan up to show Slenderman's face until things kick into high gear, when the entire forest behind the two goes staticky. Scrumbo and Clover did a phenomenal job on this song. Next up, someone very familiar returns to the channel. Kinito Pet. Niffirg's song for this tweak, Goodwill, is all about Kinito Pet. Now, I actually did play Kinito Pet on this channel a while back, and I personally really enjoy that video. I like the editing tactics that I employed in certain points, and if you watched it, that would make me very happy. Anyways, back to Weekly. This has to be one of my favorite Weekly songs so far, I'll be honest. You may have noticed a trend of me considering Niffirg's song to be my favorite in nearly every tweak. This is because, put simply, he is the GOAT. Regardless, I thoroughly enjoy the song. The entire desktop is almost 1-to-1 with Kinito's, with only small changes being made. Otherwise though, this is a really faithful recreation of the Kinito desktop, and I dig it. Not to mention, the song just slaps. It's almost got like a bossa nova feel to it with the bass line, but everything else about the song just makes it all blend together into what I'm gonna call niffirg core. Like nerdcore, but for nerdier nerds. Also, something fun about this song. It's not Boyfriend singing. It's actually a new character named Tweak Superfan, made by Circlu on Twitter. That's why their voice is so much higher pitched. It's because they're just a little fella. In fact, we get to see their room when the camera shows up. They have a little FNF Weekly poster hung up in their room, as well as a little propeller hat. Not to mention, this camera section of the song just goes hard. Super groovy and energetic. Overall, Niffirg needs to stop making the highlight song of nearly every tweak. His name's gonna become a second nature for me to speak aloud. Last but absolutely not least, Can You Hear Me? From Dolly and Kloogie Baboogie. Hey, remember when I said fentanyl would be brought up again? Yeah, this is it. This is literally just a fentanyl song. Like full lyrics and everything. Kloogie, the lyricist and singer, absolutely 100% has to be a fan of fentanyl, because this has to be one of the most accurate fentanyl emulations I've ever had the absolute pleasure of listening to. But that also means that directly, it is literal peak. Oh yeah, I haven't even mentioned yet. Some of you funkin fans out there will find these two characters very familiar. Yeah, Monochrome's main focus Gold and Amuse's enemy Disabled sing together in the song here. I wonder if Niffirg's inclusion on Hypno's Lullaby as a charter was the reason it was included here, or if that's just a coincidence. Regardless, I am very glad that they decided to add them, because it resulted in what is, in essence, a new fentanyl song. Love it to death. Honorable mention goes to Box 24. I'm not a Danganronpa fan, I just love this stupid bit at the end. Now, finally, the tweak that basically slapped me into making this video. The tweak that made me triple the word count of the script, and then double that triple in a mere 2 nights. Welcome to Tweak 7, Why Too Crazy, or more accurately, Flash Game Frenzy. We shan't waste any more time. Let's dive headfirst into this. Hope you enjoyed the realistic recreation of me and my friend's reaction to this song. For those who aren't in my Discord, I am a massive Isaac fan, and so are multiple of my friends. I've put about 660 hours into the game since April 2023, and I'm very near my first dead god. One of 3, that is. To those who know literally nothing about Isaac and understood none of what I said, basically I have almost 100% of the game with 637 achievements. Yeah, I've played this game a little bit. So when I tell you I screamed at seeing this song, I screamed. Even more so when I saw Scrumbo composed it, along with Lethriel, who assisted with the composition stuff. This song is so cool. I love it so much. because not only does it have the boss room title screen from the original Isaac as the start of the song, but it also has a leitmotif lifted straight from Wrath of the Lamb soundtrack, an old expansion pack for the Flash Isaac. I love this song so much. Everything about this feels like a puzzle made by Scrumbo and Lethriel, and whether you decide to put them together or not, they will fit together. It's so good. Scrumbo, you floor me every time you even breathe in the direction of FL Studio. Next up, actually, you know what? I'm doing the Mario Madness thing. I'm gonna hold off on talking about this song until it's the last song, because I know how much I'll have to say about it. I know how good this song is. I know what is in store, so I'm leaving it for the last to end off with a bang. What's actually next up?
Look for the Gummy Bear album in stores on November 13th.
Evolution from Kriagato. Nothing could have prepared me for seeing a Duck Life jump scare when I was playing this tweak. Now, I used to play Duck Life when I was little, but not nearly as much as the one thing I wish so dearly was in this tweak. Well, maybe next week. But as I said, I never really played Duck Life that much, so I don't have quite as strong as a connection to the franchise as some of the other stuff I've talked about today. But that doesn't mean I can't appreciate a good song when I hear one. And this is most definitely a very good song. It's just that unfortunately, due to my somewhat lack of connection towards the game, I have a little less to say about it. Don't get me wrong, Flash games were another huge part of my childhood, and Duck Life was 100% included in that roster. There was just other stuff that I played more, you know? Stuff like Jack Smith, Burrito Bison, etc. Man, I have a lot of nostalgic stuff from my childhood I can make essays for. Let me know if you'd like to see that. Seems we're here, aren't we? The mythical niffirg song for this tweak. The song that another member of the Weekly team wanted to remix before the song even released. A song so incredibly amazing. I do feel comfortable calling it the unbeatable of Weekly. Not in length, no, but in quality. This is Doodle Quest. Immediately you can tell that Fancy Pants' vocals are not your standard chromatic of beeps and boops. No, this is all atonal samples. Good atonal samples. In fact, you might even recognize this part of the song. Yup, Fancy Pants' vocals are sampled off of Touchtone Telephone by Lemon Demon. Unironically, could you think of a voice that fits Fancy Pants more? Like, this is just what Fancy Pants' voice is to me. Dude, just so much about the song is amazing. Just how, niffirg? You make no sense to me. I seriously cannot overstate just how much I love everything about this song. I feel like a broken record with how much I'm just regurgitating the same phrase explaining the song's quality. I'm utterly obsessed. This song, it makes me so happy to listen to. It fills me with such an indescribable joy. I love it. I love it so incredibly much, and I cannot say that enough. I'll spare you guys the 7 minutes of me just repeating the same phrase, I love this song, but just know that this song has been on repeat for me for at least 2 hours every day since it released. And with that, I've finally gotten through Weekly's content. Okay, so, change of plans. This video was originally gonna end here at Tweak 7. Then, one of the members on Weekly, Crossknife, found me and DM'd me on Twitter to basically say, hey man, I saw your comment on Silence's death about already having an essay halfway done, and I went and checked your channel and enjoyed the content there. But I'm here to tell you, wait until Tweak 10 to release this video. So, much to the dismay of Scrumbo, who's been waiting for this video for about 2 months now, I'm gonna be making this video even longer. What's even better, now that we're neck deep into the mod, all the songs are phenomenal. So much so that I couldn't bear to leave any of them out. I am balding. I'm actually doing this. Honorable mentions go to Dangerous to Go Alone for sampling the original Aoni stinger noise, and for also being a Scrumbo certified banger. Circus Weekly Mix for the sick art, and Simulacrum for the really fun chart, and song to go with it. Without further ado, let's knock out these 3 final tweaks, starting with Fraudacini. Oh, Pizza Tower. Yeah, this will 100% cheer me up. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm a massive Pizza Tower fan. I've gotten every achievement besides the Halloween ones, and even then I have some of those. Oh wait, you're here for Weekly. Right, so, the song. As you can tell, there's some gorgeous art here. This week definitely had the most attention to detail by far, and to demonstrate that, look no further than Fraudicini. Look at this beautiful, clean, gorgeous art for literally everything here. Unironically, this feels like they ripped clean, unpixelated sprites straight from Pizza Tower. These are nutty, to put it bluntly, and not to mention the fact that the light shining onto Peppino is its own separate foreground image. The lighting on Pep and Fake Pep isn't baked into the sprite sheet like the old mods would do. The actual sprite sheet is base game colors, confident blacks and anxious Italians through and through. Another thing about the art here, the second Fake Pep is holding the real Pep's boombox from when you hold the taunt button down in Pizza Tower. Another thing, again, about the second Fake Pep, is that his outfit is noticeably grayer than the first Fake Pep's outfit. This is because the team decided to be absolutely and utterly insanely cool and make the second Fake Pep act exactly like the extra Fake Peps in the real game. Basically, for all the Fake Peps you can't actually hit in Pep's fight, they have a grayer, darker outfit to distinguish themselves from the real Fake Pep. I know it's confusing, but just bear with me, I'm explaining this the best I can. To move on to something a little bit easier to explain, the actual song. It's got an insane amount of returning leitmotifs and instruments from the actual Pizza Tower. Not to mention the song speeding up in tempo near the end, fitting exactly with the gameplay loop of Pizza Tower. Genuinely a really good song, and I especially love the anxious and fast-paced style of the music used here. It 100% fits Pep and his character as a whole. Oh, this is only the first song of the tweak that I'm covering, and I've already spent a few minutes talking about it. Jeez, I need to get a move along. Celeste! One of my favorite games of all time, and the amount of justice Weekly does it is genuinely impossible to overstate. Like with Fraudicini, the Weekly team absolutely nailed the feeling of ripping sprites straight from the original game and adding 10 times more pixels and clarity. Okay, well, they do have the portraits of the characters as more of a reference, but still, these poses feel extremely natural for these characters, and I just think that's insanely admirable. Clearly, the artists had played Celeste and understood Madeline as a character. Now, as for the song, I do not know how. I don't know what kind of shady underground deal Biddle had to make to create these chromatics, but they literally sound like the automatonish noises of text boxes in Celeste. They retain the almost nasally quality of the voices from Celeste, and what's even better is they sound amazing. Man, this is a really good song. The Weekly folk are inhumanely good at just everything, especially niffirg. Speaking of which... Silence is death. Listen, I'll cut to the chase. It's a niffirg song. It's absolutely amazing, and I've already wasted enough time gushing about niffirg's work. The sprites here are amazing, the song is phenomenal, and it samples raining tacos for the guest's vocals. Need I explain any further? To make up for the small amount of time I spent on niffirg's song, though, I'll actually revisit an honorable mention. Sorry for the fake out, Scrumbo. Dangerous to Go Alone is based off of Aoni, if you couldn't tell. Again with the accuracy, by the way. These sprites are perfectly replicant of RPG Maker sprites. The actual song is very, very groovacious and funky. Seems to be something Scrumbo's good at, first with 7 of 8 and now Dangerous to Go Alone. I really love both the vocals and instrumental for this song. The vocals feel very lively and catchy, and the instrumental, as I've mentioned, is funky and groovy. I highly recommend the video that Scrumbo did where he opened and went through the Dangerous FLP. It gives a huge insight into both music and Scrumbo's style, at least in my head it does. Oh wow, that actually took a lot less time than I thought it would. And what's even better is, I'm not actually going to be fully covering Tweak 9. I know, throw the tomatoes and various plantery, but I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, I just don't watch anime. The reason I even recognize stuff like Bocchi the Rock and Agretsuko are just because I heard the names in passing and never forgot. Regardless, I just wasn't really feeling this tweak. It doesn't help that both niffirg and Scrumbo are missing from this tweak, besides niffirg helping on Agretsuko's vocals. They don't have their own songs, which greatly saddens me. Now, they had their reasons to be absent, as Scrumbo told me. Niffirg had life stuff going on and doesn't watch anime much, and Scrumbo was just straight up out of town, so they had good reasons not to appear. Still can't help but be a bit bummed though. Still, honorable mentions go to Perfect Girl for being really vibey and memorable, Popular for the beautiful art and amazing song. Yeah, if I had to choose a favorite, it's probably Popular. But Perfect Girl is a very close second. Don't take me not covering Tweak 9 as me saying it's bad. It's just, The only anime I've ever watched is Chainsaw Man. I do not watch anime much at all, and I feel as if only ever watching an anime that was everywhere for a little bit probably solidifies that fact. Still, great tweet. You know who does like anime though?
Hi there, I'm Zebite, and you might recognize me from Beanie Boy's other video essay talking about a hit single and Gone 47. And I'm here to tell you all about my absolute favourite song in this entire mod pack, Motivation. I'm a big Nichijou guy, so I want to take any opportunity that I can get to talk about it. So, no more waiting, let's get into it. Motivation is the third song of the 9th tweak, which is also known as Plot Armor. The song itself is based on Nichijou, which was created by Keiichi Arawe in 2006 for the monthly shonen magazine series called Shonen Ace. The song takes place in Tokusadami High School, and we plays the beautifully unpixelated version of Senpai. We mostly play against Yuko Aioi for the first half of the song, while Mio and Maibo sit in the background looking respectfully bored, and in the second half they eventually both join in. The song was both composed and charted by Clover Darius. It has multiple references, including Koigakoro wa Dangang mo Yawaraka Kasuru, which translates to Love Softens Even Bullets, and My Ordinary Life by The Living Tombstone, which in itself is a huge reference to Nichijou, as it uses Love Soften's main melody. And it uses direct quotes from the anime. It isn't confirmed, but the song's pixelated section might also reference Yuko's character song single. However, Clover Darius pointed out that it was actually referencing the fact that the first intro has a chiptune-esque feel to it. Moving swiftly on to the next topic, I was able to ask Clover themselves for a bunch of fun facts about the song, so with her permission, I'll be showing them to you now. The song is, as I've spoken about before, hugely based on The Living Tombstone's My Ordinary Life, which itself is based on the anime that Motivation is based on. Everything comes full circle with this one. The character sitting on the left, Mai, her chromatic isn't sampled from the character herself, but is instead sampled from the character Nano Shinonome. The reason she's sampled from Nano is because in the anime, Mai has a very whispering, quiet voice. So, in Clover's own words, they didn't turn out to be good chromatics. Because of this, Nano instead opted to replace Mai in the song. However, Clover managed to make the scale match Mai, and honestly thank God, because it would feel weird to have Yuko and Mio in a song without Mai. All of the chromatic scales are sampled from the Nichijou character songs, which were simple little songs to give the character their own personalities. The swing section of the song is inspired by the fact that the anime's first opening also had a swing section midway through the song, and it also had a VGM/chiptune vibe to it. Also in the pixelated swing section, the drums are sampled from Emmy Head's Tweaking Boss fan song. Clover stated that if this song weren't about Nichijou, it would definitely be about Azumanga Daioh or Squid Girl, but since Clover got a bunch of weekly developers into Nichijou, they ultimately decided that it would be best and fitting to go with Nichijou instead. If this song was instead about Nano Shinonome and Hakusei, the entire song would be them singing together whilst the cat Sakamoto was trying to sleep in the middle, but is kept up by them singing. The original name for Motivation was actually supposed to be Pagi, as Yuko likes to often greet her friends in the morning by saying Salamat Pagi, which means good morning in Indonesian. Originally there was supposed to be background characters that would walk by the door. These would consist of Izumi Sakurai, Masato Tachibana, Haruna Anaka, and naturally, Mr. Boss. This was however scrapped as the Tweekly time constraints were coming up and the background concept didn't match up with this concept. If you listen closely to the 8-bit synth of the chiptune section, you'll notice that there's a clear reference to the Living Tombstone's FNF 4 song, I Got No Time. Now that we have all of our fun facts out of the way, I think it's about time we wrap this segment up. Lastly, here are some heartfelt words from Clover Darius themselves.
I am very glad I was able to make this song, as this anime means a lot to me, and definitely changed my life. It was a big part of the friend group that made Weekly since we watched it last year in a voice call, and it was very, very fun. Seeing so many people say that this is their favorite song of Weekly really warms my heart, and seeing people get into Nichijou because of this makes me so happy. I thank everyone for enjoying this song so much.
Hello, oh hey, bad microphone me. Yeah, I'm recording this at an ungodly hour, but I'm just here to tell you that you've hit the halfway point on this video. Now, you may be a little bit confused. We just finished covering tweak 9 of 10, and we're at the halfway point of this video. You remember how in the intro I said there was a lot of plot twists that happened while making this video? Yeah, there were so many plot twists that covering Tweak 10 is gonna take another half an hour. You would not believe some of the stuff I got to do for this video, but you're gonna have to wait to see what that stuff is. I have some big surprises for what I got to do, and I am very excited to show you. Anyways, sorry, let's get back to the actual video.
Oh, sorry, I really would have thought Tweak 10 had dropped by now. I guess to fill in the blank space, we can review Tweak 0. Yeah, I guess the team is really cooking right now, and because of that, we have to wait a bit. Fine by me, there's still some stuff that I haven't really covered in the weekly. Main thing being Tweak 0. I didn't cover it before because it was almost entirely a joke, and I didn't see much reason to cover the songs, even if they are really funny. Though, in all fairness, this is literally the reason Weekly's weeks are called tweaks, so yeah, kind of important. Anyways, a smidgen of backstory. Originally, Weekly wasn't a thing. It actually released under Versus Tweaking Boss, which is now an obsolete Game Banana page. Within it, 4 songs were included. Boss tweaks in Brazil, Teaking, Guo, and... Wow, I really need to Google that pronunciation.
Visio-subridiophobia. Visio-subridiophobia. Visio-subridiophobia.
The 4th Tweak 0 song. Fair warning, almost all of these are jokes. The only one you can somewhat consider good is... I'm not saying it again, the 4th song. The first song, Boss Tweaks in Brazil, is... Yeah, it's about what you'd expect from a joke mod, to be honest. The next song...
I think this is worthy of a Jersey Club beat.
I agree. Check this out.
Hit it, Teaking Boss. I mean, Tweaking Boss. Oh my God! This doesn't even have a f***ing loop note. How good charge this section.
Somebody get that f***ing baby off the stage. Listen to him beatbox.
The wound is the place where the light enters you.
Next, Goo. That's it, just Goo. Finally, Visio-subridiophobia. This is the only one I'm not going to be spending 2 seconds writing for. Reason being, it's just good. It's just genuinely a good song. And you gotta be kidding me, it's niffirg again. Of course it was! Him and his catchy melodies and good songwriting. He always finds a way, doesn't he? Regardless, here's my favorite part of the song. I really like the melodies and harmonies here. They're very catchy and I've caught myself humming them before. I also enjoy the layering of Boyfriend's vocals. That itches my brain really well. Man, still not out? I guess I didn't really take that much time on Tweak 0, but... Oh, right! There's still more we can talk about! The trailers! Yeah, so for every tweak that released, the FNF Weekly YouTube channel posted a video for it. The video starts off with a trailer for the week, a short list of all the songs included, and then a full demonstration. I think I'll just cut together a small clip show of the trailers. There will be subtitles though, just so you can understand. Sorry if this is boring by the way, but niffirg did say it'd be important to catch up on these before tweak 10. I have a feeling it'll be worth it.
Welcome, my friends and fellas, my buds and bloods, to FNF Weekly. I'm fucking Norbert B. Newsman, ready to introduce you the hottest mod of the summer. Rising out of the ashes of versus tweaking boss, FNF Weekly is dedicated to giving you new FNF content and updates every single week, provided by these bitches.
FNF Weekly.
So anyways, where am I? Would you look at that? You're finally awake. Is that Trebron? You fucking asshole, you still haven't paid me back. Got money
Some
again.
brother
I told you time and time again, bro.
Look what that's
I'll
gotten
have
you
it for
now.
you soon.
Hey,
Hey, no, you know I sound nothing like that. No, I sound nothing like that.
Dude.
Silence! I've been watching your little news broadcasts for quite a while now, and when it dawned upon me how shitty Tweak 1 was, I decided to form a little roster of my own to wipe the floor with you and all your weird funny games. Sick 'em, boys!
FNF Weekly.
Alright, hey, come on now, hey man, come on. Yo, stop.
Yeah, you fucking.
What is up, my friends and fellas, my buds and bloods? Welcome back to FNF Weekly. Venom spent the last week beating the shit out of me because we named his song Just Loop, and apparently that didn't make any f***ing sense at all. I'm going into the light.
My disciple, I see you.
Jesus, I can't quite hear you, man.
What? Oh shit,
Sorry.
What is up, my friends and fellas, buds and bloods? Welcome back to FNF Weekly. And I'm just gonna cut the bullshit, man. Corporate's been calling up, getting on my ass. Views are down, we're running out of OG sauce, and overall, I'm just feeling like a little bitch. I need numbers on my screen to validate my self-worth. I just wish there was a nice, convenient fallback to put us back on the map. Hey, you need some views? Let's have some we're not doing this again.
FNF Weekly. I remember that.
What is up, my friends and fellas? Buds and bloods, welcome back to FNF Weekly. Remind me why I keep letting Trebron decide the content of certain tweaks. Oh shit, okay, oh shit, that's why. Alright, damn, God, this is good. Oh my god. Well, there might be nowhere I can go. But there might be some when I can sometime, oh, fucking no. Holy sh**.
What's up, my friends and fellas, buds and blood? Welcome back to FNF Weekly. I'm taking over for Norbert this week because he's nowhere to be found. All that's left behind is this strange note. He keeps saying this like we're supposed to know what it means. Oh, hey! Would you look at that? There's a script for the promo video of the 8th tweak on the back. Ahem. Ladies, is it a turnoff when a guy has a little bit of pee on his underwear? Hey!
Greetings, I am Nana.
Come on! Not like a lot of pee!
What?
Like a nickel-sized spot on there. Like after you pee sitting down and pull up your pants a little more comes out.
I just immediately hate this conversation we're having. Like frame
There's
one.
truly nothing you can do. It's not the guy's fault. Silence! Jeez, what are you, some kind of doppelganger? Yes. Now, wait. Say that again. Okay, that was a good one. You gotta give yourself a pat on the back for that.
Finally, we're done. Oh, wait, look! They uploaded the video for tweak 10! It's out! Come on, I can't wait any longer. Let's do this! What? Oh my word.
3, 2, 1, go!
That was beautiful! Just that simple transition was enough to make me realize I'm in for a treat and a half. No way we're skipping anything here. Oh, Hi, Barappa. Anyways, this is a very casual and enjoyable introduction to the tweak. Also, if it wasn't very obvious, this tweak is a culmination of the past 9. As such, there's going to be some characters referenced in songs that I didn't even mention in the entire video. Should that happen, I'll bring up a small little graphic showing the tweak they came from and the song name. Those with eagle eyes or ears may have noticed a lot of returning motifs from Ina's side. Stuff like the something for your mind, the panicked breathing pattern, all that good stuff from Mental Temple. Something I really like about this song is that they both kind of have similar styles of vocal sampling, that being taken from sentences the character has actually said. Something about it just makes it feel like they're actually exchanging lyrics, or like Parappa is mirroring them rather. It gives off a sense of realness and authenticity that I really like. Oh, hey, look! The characters changed to Bacteria John and Sivagun. John seems to have much livelier and bouncier patterns compared to Ina. Not only that, Sivagunner just tosses out motif after motif, just like in the original song from Tweak 8. Stuff like the amazing digital circus theme, Shoddy's Like a Melody, and it's a Jersey beat. I'm gonna break something. Wait. It's Kevin $10. I'm gonna go insane. You've actually gotta be kidding me. Whatever character change. Oh. Sunday and Ritsuko. I'm okay with this. I didn't mention this earlier, but I really like Sunday's chromatic for Weekly. It genuinely does sort of feel androgynous, and I really like that. Also, Ritsuko, you get a pass. I wasn't quite on board before with busy work, but you've convinced me. Closing out the song, both characters let out a guttural scream, which I really like because it fits both characters well. Oh, jeez, that was loud. But why are the lights turned off? Unless... Tweakfan and Randy! This must be a bunch of the horror characters from the previous tweaks. These sprites look so pretty! Oh, Zardy! I was not expecting you, but I'm glad to see ya! Man, this song has such a frighteningly panicked feel to it. It's so fast, and the vocal patterns are so much fun. And of course, Zardy motifs frequently pop up here, it's only natural. Though, I wonder if it'll just be Randy singing, or if Tweakfan does too. Regardless, both Randy and Zardy here sound phenomenal, and fit amazingly well with the instrumental. The breakcore-ish drums and spooky overtones to this song sound absolutely amazing. And who else but Scrumbo made this, with the help of niffirg and churgney. Like, the hit single guy. He didn't do much for the song, but what he did do sounds amazing, and we'll get to that when it's relevant. I really just can't get over Scrumbo's music. It's so good. Actually, I kind of want to outline the background here. It's beautiful, isn't it? The desk looks like it has depth and parallax compared to the wall in the back. The TV is fully animated. All the lighting works out artistically with it being the only light source. Randy's flashlight is one of the only things that I really have a problem with, per se. I'm not quite sure what it is, but the way that the light looks just kind of bugs me. I wish they had used the method they used in Fraudicini, where it's an overlaid image on top of Randy's sprites. Then again, the light source here moves a lot more than the overhead light in Fraudicini, so I guess it's understandable why it was baked onto a sheet. Not to downplay the art here though, it's still amazing, and I understand the compromise. Oh, looks like Zardy's headed out. And it looks like it's Tweakfan's turn to sing. Yes! I was kinda expecting most of the characters to be pulled from Tweak 666, but no, I guess they're really diversifying the picks. Love to see it. As with before, both Tweakfan and Herobrine sound amazing here. Scrumbo is really good at taking basically any chromatic and making it fit into the song beautifully well, it seems. I also love how Herobrine's sprites are all 3D screenshots made into a sprite sheet, just like with his original song Legend. Him being 3D and behind the desk adds to what I mentioned earlier, the parallax and depth between the wall and desk. I forgot to mention this earlier as well, but Tweakfan's poses are so cute! The artists on the Weekly team really spared no expenses when they were working on this song, and it shows! All of the art so far has been actually beautiful, and I can only assume it's going to get crazier and crazier as time goes on. For now though, this is still really good, and I very much like how the quality of the art almost always lines up with the quality of the song. I love it to death. saying goodbye to Herobrine for now, we say hello to Slender Man. Randy's probably getting some flashbacks right now. Real quick, I want to call attention to the bass line that plays when Slenderman appears. Wanna guess who wrote it? Yeah, it was Churgney Gurgney. Big surprise, guy who's good at music writes good music, but still, I think it is the perfect way to segue into Slenderman's section. And the sprite change for Randy is very cool. I really do like how he gets even more scared seeing Slenderman again. I haven't necessarily called attention to it, but I do want to mention the fact that the instrumental has been like almost switching fonts with every new character. I don't know how else to describe it besides switching fonts, but it helps establish differences in the sections, and I like that a lot. It makes every switch sound like a somewhat new song, or a sequel to the same song, and that adds a sense of continuity between all the segments. Absolutely love it. Finally, ending off the song, we enter a time signature change, and a weird one at that. It's a funky time signature. Still works incredibly well though, and it makes the ending actually feel very final, you know? It somewhat adds some panic before the calm of the end. I can't see the end of the horizon. Hatsune Miku! Welcome to Genre Null from Kriegado. Possibly the craziest, least consistent, and all-around panicked songs I've ever had the pleasure of hearing. Look at this wiki page that lists the time signatures and keys. It's disgusting. I love it. 19 time signature changes and 3 BPM changes. Is that not horrendous? I think it is, and I love it. The song is such an insane mess, and this insane mess deserves the beautiful art it has to go along with it. But really quickly, we should all pay our respects to Strife 5. Strife was the one that charted all of this, and I think we should honor him highly because it must have been hell charting this song. And also thank him because holy crap, it is such a fun chart. Also, the text appearing in front of the giant Miku in the back is fun. I like that. Plus, the pairing of Hank and Alucard is pleasant. I like hearing both their samples in the same song because they both itch different parts of my brain, and that makes me very happy. Let me skip forward a little bit to this part.
Things are getting boring around here. Why don't we change it up a little?
I guess it makes sense that Sonic is saying things are getting boring, but that does not pan out well for Oh no, that's Matt on the other side. No, yeah, newer funkers are screwed. May they rest in peace. Oh hey, his world. Cool. Yeah, sorry if my commentary on the song is kind of lacking. I don't really have much to say regarding this song. The standout thing about it is the time signatures, and that is really cool, but like, it's also a little bit hard to commentate on it, you know? Though I do want to mention, the Sonic voice you're hearing was done by Mamie Mayo, which is a name you might recognize if you frequent lyrical covers. She made Obituary with lyrics, Silly Billy with lyrics. She's pretty cool overall. I think that's about all I have to say for Genre Null though. Phenomenal song, and I highly suggest you play it yourself, but I just don't really have much else to say about it. Oh no, another song I really don't have much to say about. It's good. By no stretch of the imagination is it bad. It's a good song. It's just, this is probably my least favorite Tweak 10 song. I'm sorry, I really don't know, man. I like the What's New Scooby-Doo motif in the middle of the song, and I like the ending cutscene. Terminal Repo did really well on it, but I get the feeling I'll need to save my words for the following songs. Oh look, it's the characters from the trailers, Treebron and Norbert. I guess it's good we went over the trailers before, since it'd make no sense without watching them. Though, the hole in the floor confuses me. I don't know why it's there. Regardless, this song feels very ominous. The spooky violins and bass help the song feel kinda threatening in a way. Norb and Traub's chromatics sound pretty cool as well. I like the melody they sing for this song. It adds to the whole vibe, and I do enjoy it. The slow pace also helps you feel a bit on edge, like, what's gonna happen? Where's the fast? Something is supposed to be happening. To which I say, simply keep listening. I very much like how the song is called Friends and Fellas, playing off the thing that Norbert says at the beginning of every Tweak trailer. That's honestly still one of my favorite parts about Weekly. Back to the song, I dig the instrumental for the song a lot. It feels kinda, not orchestral, but like, it feels like it was all played on real instruments, you know? I do also like the descending chords, those sound really, really nice and cool. The song's overall a big vibe, and I'm digging it. Skipping forward a bit, watch this! It's Conan and his Tribron equivalent Nanok. Their voices honestly sound pretty cool, and a really neat detail about the two brothers is that Conan's sprite are very rounded and have smooth edges, while the lines for Nanok look a lot more sharp, even down to his nostrils. I really like that detail. Not to mention, they literally Steven Universe fuse a little later into the song. Like, that isn't even a joke. They look like Sugale. Oh, goodness gracious, that scared me. What in the world? Who blew the studio up? Unless... No. No, it can't be. It's not him. No. No, it wouldn't be. It can't be. Tweaking Boss! I should have known we'd come full circle. After being hidden in the shadows, lurking in the background, he's returned for a final showdown. Man, this art is gorgeous. Sorry for the tone switch up, but I needed some way to switch back from acting me to essay me. But yeah, this art is beautiful. I've been in this community for nearly 4 years at this point, and these may be some of the best boyfriend sprites I've ever seen before. Not to mention, this song is sublime. The quick, speedy drums, the orchestral feeling of the entire song, the melodies used for both Boss and Boyfriend, the fact that they literally sample the original Tweaking Boss clip, and whenever they do that, his poses switch to the exact poses he does during that scene. It all just fits together in such a perfect way that I genuinely can't help but be astonished. Depending on the way this goes, I can unironically see Weekly toppling Mario's Madness as my favorite funkin mod ever. And yeah, I'd be comfortable with saying this is probably one of the best mods ever released. Top 5 at the very least. There's so much humanity behind Weekly as a project. Even when a song falls flat, you at least know that the composer is human. That's something that I feel as if Mario's Madness doesn't do that well. Sure, it accomplishes what it's trying to. It's framed as a play, and acts as an entire storyline encapsulated in a 2-hour OST, which is nothing to sneeze at. But Weekly has such a sense of humanity and passion behind it. It feels personal, it feels comforting, and it feels like the ones who made it aren't some unreachable celebrities that wouldn't give you the time of day if you asked. This mod feels like one of the best mods ever purely because it feels like, yeah, you can do this. You can make a mod of this quality. It'll just take time. Not just that, the team members aren't some celebrities that have to worry about going out and getting recognized. They're people, and people make mistakes. Whenever you think a song is bad, you can at least have it be a reminder that, yeah, this team isn't perfect, because humans aren't perfect. They make mistakes, and it's okay. Oh, sorry, big meta rant there. The actual song, as you've probably been hearing, is amazing. Whoever made this song knew what they were doing. It's gonna be niffirg, isn't it? I'm calling it now, it's gonna be niffirg. Someone owes me $20 if it's niffirg. Regardless, I've been looping this first section for a good bit, and I apologize. Wow, Boyfriend went low. What a genuinely ominous and threatening section. I love the vibe this part gives off. It's like the boss is using strategies and techniques that nobody even knew he could use. Like he's gotten even more powerful since the last time we saw him, and now we don't even know what he's capable of. The melodies that Boss sings here are also really cool. His chromatic was used by someone who knew what would sound good and what wouldn't. Hey, the fourth Boss song opening riff. What an awesome callback. Wow, the boss is tweaking hard right now. It's still so cool how his poses are the exact poses from the original clip. Oh, wait, sorry, let me go actor real quick. As the song nears its conclusion, the rain pours down on Boss and Boyfriend, feeling as if it's falling harder with every beat, though, unfortunately, Boss finally gets his victory. Stray rubble topples onto Boyfriend, and unable to withstand the weight, he collapses, ending Weekly with a bittersweet conclusion.
No. This is not how this story ends! I won't let it end like this! From the moment I set foot on this set, you've been here too! And I'm sick of it! I should have done this a long time ago. Inch by inch, day by day, disproportionately weigh our realities are baffling, pose haste a step away. Week by week, no control, destiny now takes its toll. Tweaking bosses, lines he crosses, what the fuck was it all for? Now I gotta wager thousands, my reputation dragged through countless months. Now I gotta save what's happened for the friends and fellas, buds and bloods.
Welcome to Buds and Bloods by niffirg. I called it! But I'm not even mad after such a display, oh my word. This segment will always give me goosebumps. It was executed flawlessly. In a time of lyric sections and funkin songs, with all the Athos clones and Silly Billy, Weekly managed to pull it off, do the unthinkable, and make the best lyric section in a funkin song ever. The effect that this portion has on someone like me, who's been here since the release of the original Versus Tweaking Boss release, cannot be understated in any way. And with that, we end off the mod. I truly, honestly hope you understand now why I am absolutely in love with this mod. It is the most original, most insanely unique, most passion-driven project I have ever had the absolute pleasure to take part in witnessing. And my heart goes out to those who didn't get to experience the genuine hype of weekly updates. This mod had a similar feeling to being there for Unus Annus's beginning and end. To those who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm very sorry you weren't there. I'd show you what it is, but they're really nothing more than a monochrome coffin now. But to those who do know, you can understand what I mean, right? Having the excitement of seeing an Unus Annus upload at the same time every day was a special feeling, and watching it end was equally special. This mod had that same excitement, whether it be happily checking the mod's Game Banana page every Monday to see what the new update was, and at a certain point, just booting up the mod to see if there was an update yet, and experiencing Tweak 10 for the first time, seeing the end, was such a special experience. This ending was literally the perfect send-off I could have ever imagined Weekly having, and I hope the utter power of Buds and Bloods demonstrated why I love this mod to its core. Finally, as what is hopefully a surprise to everyone watching, I got the opportunity to interview niffirg for this video. Like actually, no jokes or memes or anything, I got to interview niffirg, and he had some fascinating responses. Thanks to Niff for accepting, and thank you to Scrumbo and Cross for being sick and cool. The outro is after this, don't worry. I'll try not to take too long with the interview.
This is the niffirg interview for the weekly essay. Hello, hello.
Hello.
It is nice to talk to you. I have a list of, how many is this? 15 questions to ask.
Okay.
I was up at like 3 in the morning. My first question, how did a mod as silly and unserious as Tweaking Boss become weekly? What is quite possibly the best mod of the entire year? How did that progression happen?
Well, half of me is wondering that exact same thing, but if you mean just like how it all started, I mean, it's in the gallery a little bit. There's not much of it, but basically, one day this was like most of the weekly people come from like a team called for a mod called Bun Beats, which is like a cool remix mod that would like. Basically, we're all friends on it, and we're just making a cool remix mod. that's usually where we spend like all our time, and it was during a time when we were like watching Smiling Friends a lot, because like who wasn't? And we came across the fabled ending of season 2 episode 1, where the boss tweaks, and then Flaggy says that kind of looks like FNF poses, and then Derp Draws opens fucking Animate and starts making PNG sprites, and then someone else, I think it was like Cat Anims or something like that, opens FL Studio, starts making a fucking song. So it's like, okay, I guess we're doing this now. All of a sudden, the entire VC is like deafened, and we're all doing our own fucking shit. And that's how Tweaking Boss was born. And then after like a couple months, I think after Tweaking Boss was done, I was just thinking about it a lot. I was like, dang, speedrun mods are fun. That was really fun to just fuck around with friends. And so I had the idea of Weekly from that. I was like, I made a private post that says like, what if we do like pretty much what we did for Tweaking Boss, just like every single weekend, just like take a day or two to just like fuck around and make whatever we want, and then post it every week. And now it is, or was, what it was today.
Speaking on was, my next question, I'm gonna get this one out of the way quickly. How possible is it that Weekly will ever come back? Is a season 2, occasional updates being tossed out whenever they're ready, etc.?
I mean, I have seen a lot of people ask like, oh, could there be a Weekly 2 next summer? Could you? And I haven't been. I've seen them, but I haven't really responded to that. I haven't really responded to them on purpose, because it's like that's like a whole year from now.
Yeah.
And like I'd rather the entire team would just like, we would rather wait to see, because a lot can change and happen in a year, and we want to see if we'd even be up for it, or like if just a lot can change. And so we're not going to give like a concrete answer right now, because I feel like that'd be a little bit irresponsible to like, after the high of emotions that the release of Tweak 10 was, you'd be like, okay, we're gonna fucking do the whole thing again next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's actually really fair. I was just expecting a flat out no. Next, do you guys really do all of your work on the weekends?
Yes. I mean, and it's kind of, I didn't go into like the whole structure of how Weekly works with like a concrete plan, but I think with how it ended up working out with like how we do the work on each one, it like ended up working out really well. Yes, we do everything. The whole thing is like every Wednesday, I think. I don't even fucking remember anymore. Every Wednesday, I do a ping, and there's like a couple of topics for like a new like tweak that we've been talking about in the server, and I ping everyone and like, okay, it's voting time, and then we vote on what topic we want to do for the upcoming tweak, and then the rest of Wednesday and Thursday is like used to plan out like what songs we're gonna do and who's gonna do what and stuff like that. And then Friday at like noonish is when we officially fire the gun into the air, say go, time to start working. And then our goal is obviously Monday, but that hasn't like worked out every single time, which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just keep working until we can release it.
That is insanely impressive.
I think it works out a lot because, like, I think if we made it like we could work on stuff like any time throughout any week without like any like structure necessarily, like keeping it like, specifically to the weekend, I'm not sure like how much. I don't think that would have been better, because like it was very people underestimate, I think, the importance of like, we're gonna do this at this time, and then once it's over we're gonna take a break. We're gonna force you to take a break, because that prevents burnout a lot more than I think people would expect.
I guess that does make sense to an extent. Mentioning burnout, this is a question that I had later on the list, but mentioning burnout, was there ever any point where you or anyone else on the team did have burnout?
Yeah, just in general, yes, very much.
Oh.
I mean, like, it's not like the burnout caused people to, like, have a horrible time or something like that. It's just, like, everyone was still having fun. It was still very, very fun for everyone involved. It's just, obviously to some extent when you're doing, like, a song or whatever, like, every week, there's gonna be at least a little bit of burnout. And that happened, that's, I think, like, why, a lot of that is usually why, like, collabs ended up happening. Because, like, once people are like, I'm so burned out right now, I have this of the song, I'm not sure how much I like it. And so someone else could be like, I could help you with that.
That makes sense. Next. This one, I feel like I probably have an idea of what the answer will be, but I'm still curious about it. Do you have any plans exploring the weekly universe in a more lore-centric aspect?
Maybe. I mean, I haven't really put that much thought into it. So, like, maybe, like, I could see, like, maybe some other dev members, like, maybe trying to make something up, and then we could all, like, brainstorm something from there. But, like, just in general, I haven't really thought about it that much. But I would not be, like, opposed.
How has it felt having a mod that started out so simple and so quick turn into a mod that many, including myself, believe to be the best mod of the year?
It's surreal, man. Like, it's almost by, like, definition, like, the dream of a creative. 'Cause literally the whole thing is just us having fun and making whatever we want to make based on whatever we like. And it just eventually got to a point where people didn't play the mod for, like, any specific topic. They just played the mod because they always looked forward to what we were making, not necessarily like, oh, I like Roblox, so I like FNF Weekly. They're like, no, I like what the people behind it do and, like, just the mod in general. So, like, no matter what topic it's gonna be, I'm always gonna be there to, like, support it. And that's a little crazy.
Yeah. That's definitely how it was for me, because, like, when Plot Armor released, I was like, anime? I mean,
yeah.
I don't watch anime, but it's weekly, so I'd probably have a safe bet. And I did. I played Perfect Girl and Popular, and I was like, wow.
I'm in the same boat there.
Yeah.
I was ever so slightly worried, because, like, anime is, like, the most specific topic, like, in comparison to the rest of them. But it still ended up being super good.
Yeah.
And I, like, barely know anything about anime, but the team is just fucking crazy.
Yeah. Excluding Tweak Zero, extras, and any other joke songs, what do you think was the worst song out of all of Weekly?
Like, my own, or...
You could say your own if you don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but...
Yeah, because I don't know if I want to, like... In terms of... I think I'll say, in terms of my own, probably Termina.
Yeah, that's fair. Termina was really visually a spectacle.
Yes.
The music was kind of a... Not to be mean, but it was kind of an afterthought.
Yeah, I was struggling a lot with it, and I think, like, looking back on it, there was definitely better things I could have done, but it was just... I forget if I was, like, doing something that weekend, too. I think it was just, like, a bit of a mess, and I don't think I really ended up liking it that much. But there are... Obviously, I commonly see, like, Termina close to, like, the lower areas of, like, tier lists and stuff like that. It's like, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I still remember seeing a couple people saying they, like, really liked it, and it was, like, their favorite FNF song. I was like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, this one is one that I added, like, literally 15 minutes ago. What do the lyrics in Buds and Bloods mean?
I actually, like, a little bit ago, I made a Twitter reply to Elite Master Eric about it because he was wondering.
I think that's the post that made me write the question.
Yeah. Here, let me find the reply because that's pretty much the answer for like the first half. But yeah, basically, the lyrics are like it's more like general. It's not like specifically about like Weekly, I guess you could say. But when I was writing it, I wrote it more generally. That's something that could be applied to Weekly. And so inch by inch, day by day, just means like as time goes on, as things happen. And then disproportionate leeway is like the boss in this whole mod is portrayed as some like big evil omnipresent guy in the background despite being fucking gift tweaking boss. But yeah, just like in general he's kind of just like this big guy behind the scenes, and disproportionate leeway is like the boss seems like he can just do like whatever, like he has free reign over like what he can do, like appearing in various other tweaks, and like no one's ever doing anything about it. So he has too much leeway compared to everyone else. And our reality's oft baffling post haste to step away. Lots of big words there. Basically it's just like the reality of Weekly is like very jarring when you like quickly snap out of the fake reality that someone's been like engrossed in for so long. I'm kind of just reading the post here at this point. I like to think that like each tweak was used as like a temporary distraction for like Norbert and the mod itself from like boss and his big powers. And no one was ever like brave enough to take a stand to him. And so they just like distracted themselves with each new tweak that came out with the stuff they liked, until eventually the boss just like crash landed on the set right before Buds and Bloods. And it was kind of forced then to like, okay, we gotta take this head on now. And then Norbert, obviously at the end, he takes the stand. Yeah, the second half, sorry, I just completely forgot. Week by week, no control is just like, pretty much like, yeah, more time goes on, and they don't have a lot, that's pretty self-explanatory. Destiny now takes its toll. It's like, fate has led us to this moment, and now it is changing the timeline of our world. And tweaking boss's lines he crosses, what the fuck was it all for? That's also kind of a bit self-explanatory. It's like, boss, big, crazy, powerful, he has a lot of control. He's crossing so many lines, someone needs to stop him. And what the fuck was it all for? It's kind of like, why did I just like spend all this time distracting myself from this guy? Like, so much wasted time. What was that all for when I could have just taken him head on all this time? I think the rest is kind of self-explanatory as well.
Yeah. How did the idea for Norbert come about?
It was mostly Derp draws. He drew like a bunch of concept art for like, I think just from the beginning, people suggested like the general vibe of it be like a news broadcast type thing. And so naturally with that, people were like, oh, we gotta have a little guy there then, like a host of sorts. And then I think that's when Derp started conceptualizing Norbert. And eventually when I started making the promo videos on Twitter, I needed a voice for him, and so I opened good old Voice Mod, and I found the banana preset. And I used the banana preset, and I put on a funny voice, and that's pretty much it. And I think on Voice Mod, I think it's technically, like for Voice Mod, I think that's technically supposed to be like a Despicable Me minion preset, which is really funny. So I guess Norbert is technically a minion.
Man, what a lore draw.
to build off of that, this isn't in my list, but to build off of that, how did you think of the Buds and Bloods line? Just the whole thing. I can't remember the whole thing now, but yeah, the catchphrase.
That was Flag. Flag, like, in fucking Bun Beats VCs all the time, we're just always spewing random bullshit. And it was kind of like an inside joke before, like, Weekly was even a thing. Flag made, like, the thing, like, Buds and Bloods, Friends and Fellas. I don't know about Friends and Fellas, actually. I think it was just Buds and Bloods. But I thought that was really funny, and I needed, like, a little intro that the news guy could do every time, so I thought it was perfect, considering that the mod is not necessarily the most serious thing in the world.
Okay, I believe this was answered a little bit earlier, but did you guys have all 10 tweaks planned out, or were you winging it every time?
No, we did not have the entire thing planned out from the start by any means, but we didn't, like, necessarily wing it either. Like, yeah, we, like, voted at the very start, before, like, we even started working on tweak 1, we made, like, a big Google sheet that we would just, like, put, like, whatever random ideas we would have on it, which ended up really funny because, like, being our fucking the stupid selves that we are, we, like, trashed the entire first Google sheet with random bullshit jokes, and so we eventually needed to make just a whole separate serious one. That was what we went off of for, like, the first couple of tweaks, but then afterwards it just slowly went into, like, what are the general ideas people have just brought up in the server and been talking about recently.
This is my favorite question on the list. Was it really, and I quote, your fat ass holding up Weekly that one time?
Yeah. It indeed was my fat ass. My fat ass.
I'm keeping that in. This is another good question. How horrendously shaken up has the team's sleep schedule been since Weekly started?
It was always fucked. Those bitches always stay up until, like, 6 in the morning. Like, it's not exclusively, like, a Weekly thing. Like, all their sleep schedules are collectively fucked, including mine a little bit.
Are there any questions you'd like to ask me, seeing as I come from a very different point of view regarding Weekly?
How did it... Because I know, like, part of what made the mod was, like, the fact that it was weekly, and that was kind of unheard of in the FNF community, because, like, mods in recent times take, like, months or years to be, like, fully done. So, like, I guess it was just, like, how did it feel when it, like, first started happening, and then, like, we actually continued to make it, like, every single week? Not, like, almost, like, not exactly, but, like, essentially in content every single week.
It was very, very interesting. I was kind of expecting it to be, like, a joke the whole way through, and then there was, like, tweak 2. I was like, oh, wait. Most of these songs are actually pretty good. Are they actually gonna make something sick here? And then by tweak, I think it was like 4. I was like, okay, yeah, they're fully locked in now. They're making good content every week somehow. But one thing that I did want to say, and the question wasn't super related to this, but I just wanted to make this comparison. The experience of, like, waiting for Weekly and seeing it end with tweak 10, it kind of gave me the same feeling as watching Unisson Ascend. And, like,
that's awesome.
The content isn't getting deleted, I know that, but it's still, like, this thing that you've spent so much time being excited for and being interested in is finally ending.
Yeah, and like you had to be there kind of
yeah,
thing.
It's literally you had to be there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think another thing I could compare it to is, like, watching cartoons every week, or, like, watching something like Adventure Time or Steven Universe every week, where it's like it can be pretty story heavy at times, and at the time they were airing, streaming services weren't really as prevalent as they are now. So it was much more of you had to be there, and I feel like it's a similar experience to that.
That's crazy how that, like, it's crazy the impact it seemed to have on people, like, just from us making what we want and just having fun. Like, it's so crazy seeing so many people say, like, they genuinely got emotional at the ending.
Yeah, that's one thing that I was talking to Crossknife about. Like right after I stopped recording playing Tweet 10. Because I still have that recording. It's like an hour and 20 minutes long, an hour and 30 minutes. Like going through that for the first time, that genuinely elicited more of an emotional reaction to me than Mario's Madness and hit single Silly Billy combined. Because like the thing about it is, like I mentioned earlier with the pre-established connection, with Mario's Madness, I had a really loose connection to that. I'd just like heard some of the songs before in V1. And with Silly Billy, I didn't even know what hit single was until the night that Silly Billy dropped. So Tweak 10 like made me feel more emotional at first, because that's the thing about me is that like songs in general tend to grow on me rather than having a knee-jerk reaction. But Weekly already grew on me. Weekly already had that growth on me. So seeing it, like, I guess reach its peak was very, very emotional.
Yeah.
As the last question of this short little interview, if you've any advice to give to those who want to make a mod, what would you have to say?
It's gotta be with people you know and are comfortable with. That's like, as someone who's had the experience of like managing Weekly and FFDI, if you know what that is, like two whole separate projects that ended in two very different ways. You have to do it with like the only way you're gonna like make something awesome and crazy and also like have a good experience at the same time is just, you have to, I know this is a bit generic, but like you can't go in like trying to make the next big thing. You know, like you can't. That's what I tried to do with FFDI like years ago. I tried looking for the best people to make, like people I barely really knew, but we were like mutuals. So I was like, okay, I could get this person because this person can make an awesome song, and then I go all the way over here and I get this person because they can make something awesome, and it's like that doesn't end up working because you gotta be with people that you know their limitations and their abilities and their schedule and how much they can communicate and stuff like that. That's there's no directing like secret behind Weekly. I know I've had some people ask me like, how did you do it? Like so many directors can't even get one mod out. How did you get like 10 releases out in such a short amount of time? Like it wasn't, there's no like secret sauce I have with that or anything. It's just all of us as a collective. We're all such good friends and we all know each other personally and we all know each other's abilities and limitations and communication. We can communicate and stuff like that. And that's just what made it work ultimately. You can't do it with just a random group of people.
Yeah, that is really good advice now that I think about it. And I do want to, I'm not going to like build off of your answer or anything. I'm just going to say something that I've had on my mind for a while regarding it. It's the same with content creation. You got to just do it. You got to start. You got to start, because if you don't start, you're not going to get better.
Yes.
People always say practice makes perfect, and that's often like just shoved away or like swept under the rug because like everyone says it. Of course it's true, but like when you really think about it, practice makes perfect. There's a reason it's alliterated. It's because it's true. Alliteration is always true. This is a fact of life.
Of course.
That is all that I currently have on my list of questions. Yeah, this was fun. It was nice getting to learn the inner workings of Weekly's production and stuff like that.
Yes, I've always wanted to like talk about it. I just never like, I was always lazy and didn't just feel like making like a Twitter post or anything like that.
That's fair. Now you get to be put at the end of like an hour-long essay.
Yes.
Yep. I think I'm going to take my leave. But this is
Thank you. Genuinely, thank you for watching this video. This video has been in production for far too long at this point. I don't even know what the timestamp is right now. My best guess is like an hour 30, maybe an hour, but I have no idea. This video has taken an ungodly amount of work. It was supposed to come out September 1st. I am writing this outro on September 12th. The plot twists and curveballs that were thrown into the production of this video added like nearly 2 months of work onto it. But I'm insanely proud to have made this. It's my biggest video ever. And I've spent the most time working on everything surrounding it, writing, editing, voiceover, than I ever have before. Thank you for watching. I have been Beanie Boy, and I hope you enjoyed the experience that was FNF Weekly. But before I go, real quick, I have one last little special message from Scrumbo.
Yeah, hi. I guess I'm here to speak on behalf of FNF Weekly, like an ambassador of sorts, but I hardly deserve the title or the position. I joined around Tweak 6, so pretty late in the development, but I pretty much felt right at home instantly. The team is such a wonderful group of people, and the fact that it's a group of friends who have mostly known each other for quite a while really helps with the efficiency and trust. I genuinely don't think it would have been the same if it was done by any other group. And we're all so incredibly amazed and overjoyed by the reception of it, especially now that Tweak 10 is out and Lord Community Games dropped a 3-hour-long video, which probably sits at over 100k views now. I mean, this was at the time of writing. I'm not fucking checking it right now. And especially now that my friend Elisha made this whole ass video jam-packed with equal amounts of same passion and effort that we put into Weekly. So thanks to everyone who's either been with Weekly since Tweak 0 or was hooked by Tweak 10. And if you've been following Weekly, let us know what tweak you started at and what your favorite was in the comments below. But seriously, thank you so much.
So what's going on, my friends and fellows, buds and bloods? Today we are playing Nico's next. Today we are playing Nico's next box, and this game is kind of awesome. If you can see. So my friends and fellows, I don't know what this event is. It says Sonic, but trust me, I could live this. I could. I have the power.
Hello, Norbert. Wait, no, where are you going? Uh-oh. So, you remember that guy 2 seconds ago? We were right next to them. But don't worry, we're gonna survive this.
So it appears we have 5 seconds on the clock. So I'm just gonna stay here.
This Norbert fella is a little stupid.
So the Sonic event, the Sonic event has gone to the past. We now have to deal with the normal neck spots. There seems to be a strange noise coming from over here. And a really loud tractor. So I'm the gaming master. So there was a little thing that's killed me, and it was blue, and I think that's what happens when a... So friends and fellas, buds and bloods, I seem to have stumbled across the tunnels. So comment down what was your... What was your favorite tweak in the Tweaking Boss update? Please let me know. So, I have seemed to find the exit, and I've wound it up in Russia. Yep. This does certainly look like Russia. I've seen a demon. Their name was Carmen Winston. Well, new morning, new day. We seem to be in another astray. Oh, call me twice? of the apostrophe A. So my friends and fellows, there seems to... Oh, a special event. Oh no. How could... Thank you! Thank you! Well, I have to save the day because I am Norbert B. Newsman. So, I'm gonna go save the day. So I'm basically awesome. That's what you're gonna refer to me as, Norbert B. Awesome. What is that sound? It seems to be coming from that room. I gotta go check it out. Be careful, it might be dangerous to go alone. Is that Aoni? Friends and fellas, buds and bloods, make sure to check out A Dangerous Place to Go Alone by Scrumbo. And, the other person, I forgot who he was. Well, my friends and fellas, look, it is Tweak 8. It is Tweak 8. I don't know. But we're gonna... So I am literally the best player in this lobby right now. Now wait a flipping minute. Look what I have in my hand. I'm gonna become the Aoni. Where is he? You! A dangerous place to go alone! Uh-oh. Seems like my time may be up. Uh-oh. And the Oni is not very pleased. I have to go. You can't go over that.
Please help me, bro.
Need help? Do you need help, my butt and blood?
Never mind, I'm out of here. Just kidding.
Where are you going?
Aha, I am now red. Now call me the Red Oni.
I'm gonna walk over here.